like to officially welcome you as a member of the team. You've joined our organization at perhaps the most exciting point in our long history. Our founders shared a passionate dream to transform this country and eventually the whole world into one cohesive organization. When LumaCorp finishes gaining centralized control over the resources of the planet, and we will, we can then organize, distribute, and govern for the benefit of all. After competition and dissent are eliminated, we will build a utopia for the people of the world to share based on need and rejoice together in a harmonious new world. This presentation is designed to enlighten you about our organization's goals and achievements. As your guide, I will help to answer some basic questions you might have about LumaCorp and familiarize you with the valuable role you will play in helping us reach our prime objective. So please, take a tour with me as we march together towards an exciting new world. All people are aware of class. To them, society is made up of the rich, the middle, and the poor. The one thing that all three classes don't understand is that the pyramid continues upward. There is a detached hidden capstone made up of an elite board of directors who own and manage LumaCorp. The three classes below, in essence, become the assets and resources of the LumaCorp. The LumaCorp is divided into various administrative branches, but each branch has the same 5 levels in their hierarchy. You will begin at the bottom, in the initiate category. As such, your role will be to make sure that your orders are carried out through the sub-corporations and institutions controlled by LumaCorp. You will be placed in plain sight, at the head of a company or institution in the public sector, to carry out the plans delivered from above. Remember, your role is very important. You will be the face of LumaCorp to the outside world. You are our connection to the masses below. Never speak publicly about your orders or your masters. Now let's look at LumaCorp's 6 administrative branches and their functions. You will be placed in a top position of power among one of the following sectors. In this way, as you are monitored and guided from above, you will decide strategy and introduce programs that further our goals. But that is the secret to LumaCorp's success. Control the head, and you control the body. This is potentially LumaCorp's most effective instrument for global control. Through international banking, we manipulate the fate of all countries. We've introduced many institutions, such as the IMF and WTO, that work in our favor to impoverish disobedient nations. Always remember, debt is a powerful weapon against countries that don't share LumaCorp's vision. Perhaps our greatest achievement in banking is the Federal Reserve System. It is a collection of international banks owned by LumaCorp members and financiers. It was created to form a centralized banking system through the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, an act that was indeed penned by some of our most esteemed members. Many of you might still assume that the government itself prints and issues the currency. That is not the case. When America needs money, they go to our boys and ask for it. The money is printed, but it is only representative of a loan. Interest accrues on that dollar until it is paid back to the Fed. In fact, the federal taxes paid by the American population go almost entirely to paying off this debt. So you see, Allumacorp derives a healthy amount of its operation funding directly from the debt of the public. Needless to say, this is one of our most crucial sources of funding, and one of our proudest achievements here at Allumacorp. Through mergers and acquisitions, we have slowly and silently bought up the majority of U.S. industry. Allumacorp and its members own most of the oil, transport, banking, media, food and communications industries in America and abroad. Through fewer and fewer conglomerates, we are able to effect with great precision the machinations of labor and government. Ultimately, corporations will replace government as a centralized international body that can meet the needs of the public worldwide without the chaos created by national self-interest. When Allumacorp goes public, corporatism will be the foundation for world government. Conglomerates will merge into one cohesive corporation that is responsible only to Allumacorp and the needs of its global employment force. Allumacorp's control of the American military is another impressive tool in our possession. We have nurtured these institutions lavishly to serve as the prototype for our global police force. When ready, our technology and manpower will dominate those who oppose the coming new world order. By utilizing American patriotism, we have fostered in the American soldier the philosophy of peace through superior force. When the time is right, we will migrate that mentality towards the belief in a global government who must protect all people through superior force. We have used the American military-industrial complex to build the arsenal necessary to instigate the final cleansing outlined in Allumacorp's great plan. Our primary target will be Islamic nations who will never submit to our Western-centric domination. They also hold much of the remaining oil reserve of the planet. Allumacorp must own that precious resource, as it is crucial in maintaining our domination over the countries of the world. Through Allumacorp's enormous federal funding of the military, we can develop new forms of warfare and population reduction. The public can't imagine what we were in the process of developing. Soon, even the weather will be a weapon under our control. We will be able to create droughts, floods, hurricanes, and even tsunamis with no fingerprints attached. The political system of America has been under direct control of Allumacorp for some time. It was actually a relatively easy acquisition, and has been even easier to manage. Politicians know of our unspoken agreement, and will do anything to stay in power. A two-party system benefits Allumacorp in that it reduces all issues into a black and white debate. Through media, we can play side against side, using each where necessary to support our goals. Due to a diminishing faith in the system among the public, Allumacorp has designed a rogue candidate program to provide a voice for the dispossessed. This disperses the impetus for dissent among those who do not feel represented by our candidates and builds a database of potential dissidents. At the turn of the last century, Allumacorp took a serious interest in public education. Our Supreme Council realized that by creating a private organization to dictate curriculum on a federal level, children could be conditioned to obedience on a mass scale. In the interest of promoting Allumacorp principles in the classroom, hundreds of millions of dollars were invested to create the General Education Board in 1902. The result of doing this is evident today. The doctrines of public education have transformed recent generations into a weaker, more docile mass. Through meticulously planned curriculum, We have control over the process by which the average child learns. Thus we can mold them into obedient workers who are conditioned to accept the implementation of the Great Plan. In addition, Illumicorp has set up many associations, including the American Historical Association, that determine and uphold the official view of history. Knowledge is power, so we must at all costs be the authors of the truth. By writing history to suit our interests, dissenting voices cannot gain ground, and we can vastly influence culture to achieve our prime objective. Illumicorp uses the media to shape the public's opinion about current events and condition desired attitudes about our future agenda. Through news, entertainment, and advertising, we can program a variety of emotions and responses into the collective unconscious. In the past, we were limited entirely to print media, but now we have multiple mediums to utilize in programming and conditioning the masses. With cable news, we have directed the public to a more entertainment-based consumption of world events, infotainment. This medium is far more effective at subliminal reinforcement of desired attitudes towards our objectives. For instance, we are currently instilling a sense of duty towards environmental issues. With our growing control of the weather through HAARP and chemtrails, we will scare the public into accepting our global protection agendas. We will then phase into the great cleansing which must occur to return the global population to a manageable size. We reinforce the desired norm through advertising, creating a model for people to live up to that is virtually impossible. The result is an incomplete, desperate individual seeking acceptance. Through reality television game shows, we repeat the pattern of individual survival versus group survival. This breaks down the idea of community and breeds individuals who seek only their self-interest. With a public that is constantly suspicious and scheming, we maintain the status quo of a divided population that never thinks to look up. Religion has served its purpose incredibly well. It is the oldest and perhaps the broadest form of social control utilized by Illumicorp. With religion, there is a written code of conduct that must be followed. The authors of the Holy Scriptures knew quite well how to lace that code with commands to maintain their dominance over the population. This system has survived through millennia to hold the flock together and bring us to today. Admittedly, religion is losing its power of control. However, the fanaticism that has arisen due to this decline is particularly helpful to Illumicorp. Our invisible influence in the church has helped bring the Christian fundamentalists out of the background. We control their opinions on current issues through policies designed and written right here at Illumicorp headquarters. They are sent to our ministers, who then preach the Word of God and their interpretations of the Bible to their followers. Their blind faith is used to transform them into willing soldiers to defend our cause during the catastrophes ahead. As the final phase is enacted, we will propagate end-time prophecy to convince them of their convictions. The rise of Islamic fundamentalism works to Illumicorp's advantage as a threat that will demand violent action. In the coming years, planned terrorist attacks will warrant a full-scale retaliation and initiate the final phase of the Great Plan. Christians will support our actions, since they will believe them to be proof of the end times prophesied by Illumicorp's religious leaders. that you have a basic understanding of how we work over here at Lunacorp, I would like to introduce you to one of our latest projects, the Control Grid. Since ancient times, it has been the desire of the Illumined to wield control of the masses below, both to protect us from them and them from themselves. The tools through the ages have been effective, but always blunt and inaccurate. But now, with the release of new technology to the masses, we have the real ability to implement a control grid with finance, industry, government, and military under our strict control. We can safely ship the population into a new world, monitored and controlled by Lunacorp. Technology such as the internet, GPS, and RFID chips are pillars of the invisible prison we are erecting around the people. Within the decade, we will have real ID cards that contain criminal records and pertinent information, all linked to federal databases. Cell phones will tell us where each individual is, linked to the same database. Through intelligence agencies and Homeland Security, we will monitor individuals who oppose the Great Plan and remove them from the grid. Quickly, the population will learn that they have a choice: support the system and benefit from its luxuries, or reject it and lose access to the grid. Well, that was quite an overview. I hope it gave you an understanding of our process and basic overall structure here at Lunacorp. Don't worry if you can't remember specific details at the moment. Once assigned to your administrative branch, you will be shown the second Lunacorp training module. Your initiate supervisor will brief you on your specific duties at that point. Also, please review your copy of the Great Plan and the attached code word and symbols booklet. You will need to know the ways we communicate internally through public channels. This concludes Part 1 of the Lunacorp video training module. I wish you the best of luck, and may our plan complete in secrecy. The dawn of a new era is on the horizon, and it will shine gloriously over the new world that we have built together.
Alright, welcome to another Tony Smith InstaRant. I'm your host, Tony Smith, and I haven't titled the rant yet, but the title of the rant is going to be the enemies of the people. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring Sister Nick Stinson on so she could be a part of it. I'm gonna run through it real quick, and then once I run through it, then I'm gonna bring Nick Stinson on, and then get her take on the whole matter, and have her give her point of view on it as well, because she been out here fighting, kicking these people's asses and everything. So I want her to get on here and give her view. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here and go to this to show you. Alright, hold on. Alright. Alright, here. Okay, I'm gonna go to the Alright. Just bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to get to the part I want to get to. Okay, here we go. This right here. Alright, see that? That here is the enemies of the people. We got the Vatican. We got the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and the Queen of Windsor. The Vatican is one of the three locations that the New World Order controls. It's the Vatican for the religious world rulership, it's London for the economic world rulership, and it's Washington, D.C. for the military rulership. So the U.S. dictator, because that's what the United States president is, he's a dictator. So the U.S. dictator controls the military. He controls NATO. That's why the United States pay all the fees or whatever. So we'll start with the religious world ruler, which is the Pope. And the Pope is the one who controls the Queen of Windsor. The Pope controls the Queen of Windsor by infallibility. Back in 800 AD, the Pope crowned Charlemagne king of the Roman Empire, and it became the Holy Roman Empire. And the Holy Roman Empire lasted from I can't remember the exact date it started, but it lasted till 1806. And then they pushed the Pope into Vatican City from that point. So the Pope is the religious world ruler who controls the Queen of England. The Pope is Pope Francis of Rome, Pope Francis I of Rome. Your Social Security card, he owns it. Your ID, your birth certificate, he owns it all, right? So he's the world ruler on the religious side who controls the Queen of Windsor. Now everybody would say, oh, that's the Queen of England. No, that's the Queen of Windsor. You understand? Because through the House of Windsor is how she controls all the land. She controls the majority of the land on the earth. She owns Canada, she owns Australia, and she owns damn near all the islands of the sea. Damn near all of them. So this is how the Pope and her hook up, because the Pope needs her land holdings in order to rule, right? The Pope already owns the people. She owns the land. So they are in confederacy because he needs the land. So that's how they are in confederacy. And these are all through the Merovingian bloodline. And the Moravian bloodline is the religious, the royal bloodline of the 13 Edomite and Ashkenazi Jew bloodlines. So there's the bankers in the middle, these two. She's an Ashkenazi Jew. He's an Ashkenazi Jew and a Jesuit. He's an Ashkenazi Jew, Rockefeller, and Rothschild is an Edomite Jew. These two are the bankers of the world ruler, which is the Queen of Windsor, and the religious world ruler, which is the Pope, Pope Francis of Rome. These two, the Ashkenazi and Edomite Jew bankers, bank for these two. So that's the hierarchy. That is the controllers right here. All of these. Then you got their minions who control the agenda. They set the agenda. They carry out the agenda through their different, Bilderberg Group, Trilateral Commission, Club of Rome, or the Club of 300. All of those, the Freemasons, all of those are institutions or think tanks to help them carry out their New World Order. Now, along with this, these Jews here, this Ashkenazi Jew and this Edomite Jew, both of those types of Jews, because they fake, but those two want to carve out a place in Jerusalem because they want to be the chosen people or the phony Israelites. So let's go to that part real quick and show you. And then we'll come back to that. All right. You see this? Hold up. All right. You see that there? The real Jews were a dark race of people. Right? But look who are these then? Those are the Edomites and Ashkenazi posing as these people. This is why in the Bible it said, first things first, be not deceived. Right? Because this whole thing is a great deception. So this is what the Israelites back in the day actually look like. And this is exactly why the wars, the Ishmaelites are fighting, or the Arabs are fighting these people, because they know they're not the real ones. President Nasser of Egypt back in the 60s said, you will never be accepted in the Middle East because you left black and you came back white. And this is why they're fighting. This is why the Palestinians will not accept them as a Jewish state. That's exactly why. So that's what you got. You got the Pope, the religious world ruler, who is the ultimate ruler because he rules over the Queen of Windsor, who holds all the land holdings. And they're in confederacy with the Ashkenazi and Edomite Jews because the Ashkenazi and the Edomite Jews own the economy. So this is their confederacy through economics, religion, and military. And the Queen of England is the military ruler because she rules over the United States, because the United States is a corporation and she rules over it. And why they don't have last names, Pope Francis don't have a last name, Queen Elizabeth don't have a last name. You want to know why? Because they are sovereign. They sovereign over the land. The land is actually what makes you sovereign, but they sovereign over the land. That's why I ain't got no last names. That's why you never seen any Israelites. Paul, what was Paul's last name? Israel. You know what I'm saying? So how they rule is through maritime law. We supposed to deal with common law, but they rule through maritime law, which is a made-up law, a military law. You see? So this is what we dealing with. So let's go back to this point. This is their ruler. This is Lucifer. The information comes down from him. They're not smart enough to do this New World Order and be disorganized. They're not smart enough. This is who they listen to, is Lucifer. This is what he looks like according to the Bible. He has 4 faces, eyes all over his wings. Read Ezekiel chapter 1. It'll tell you what he looks like. Also, Isaiah chapter 14 tells you. But this is their ruler. This is how they controlled us economically. This is how they controlled us economically. Woodrow Wilson sold America out. First, in 1871, America became a corporation. Then, in 1913, Woodrow Wilson sold America like a stock because it's a corporation. And he gave control to the powers that be, which were J.P. Morgan, Ashkenazi Jew, Baron Rothschild, Edomite Jew, Jacob Schiff, Edomite Jew, Paul Warburg, Ashkenazi Jew, J.D. Rockefeller, Ashkenazi Jew. Remember those bankers of the Pope and the Queen of Windsor? Look what they're doing. They were getting their military order. They already got the religious order that's been around since the 1st century. Now, and they've had their world rulership since the Roman Empire started. Because the Roman Empire is not actually fallen. It's sleep. The Roman Empire is sleeping right now. Because if you read in Revelations, it says the beast that was and is not, but yet is. What only other place that was, is not, that yet is? It's the Roman Empire. So they are reviving the Roman Empire. They already did it through the European Union. So you have your European Union, the Roman Empire, and America is nothing more than a colony of Great Britain, or a colony of the European Union. That is what America is. They turned it into a corporation because the Freemasons set up a constitutional republic. When the Revolutionary War happened, there was an Articles of Confederation. So this country was a confederation with no president. But the Freemasons came in, set up a constitutional convention, and basically did a bloodless coup and changed the Confederation into a republic, a constitutional republic, which wasn't bad, but at the same time, a confederation makes the people sovereign. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have a confederation of people, a union is different than a confederation. A confederation is a coming together of individuals. A union is a coming together of like economic coming together of industries is what the union is. So these states calling themselves the union is more than a power grab. Is what it is. These words, and you have to understand that the words you use and all of this all matters. You know, you can't say I'm driving. You got to say I'm traveling. You know what I'm saying? These words, and they use it to manipulate you into following maritime law when we're supposed to be following natural law and develop common law through natural law. You see what I'm saying? So, the Federal Reserve Act 1913 completely gave power over to the Pope and Queen of Windsor's bankers, right? So then in 1933, those bankers bankrupted the corporation. And now America is a bankrupt corporation working under the War Powers Act. This is why Congress doesn't have to declare war anymore, because of this corporation being bankrupt. So all these boom and busts in the economy, it's all fake. It's a casino. You know what I'm saying? So now, let's go back to that point. Bear with me, brothers and sisters. Hold on. All right. Had to get back to this point. Okay, now, so we know the Queen of Windsor is the world ruler. She is the world ruler right now, the Queen of Windsor. She has all the land holdings. These are the bankers, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. These are the Queen of Windsor's, the world ruler's bankers, and they're the so-called chosen people. The Vatican, or the Pope, is the religious world ruler who is actually the ultimate ruler under Lucifer. So all the information Lucifer gives goes from the Pope then to the Queen, and it also runs through the Rothschilds. So then you have these Zuckerberg, Bezos, Bloomberg, Gates, Kissinger, Soros, Buffett. All of these people carry out the agenda through their billions, their money, their fiat currency, their assets. These people all carry this out. And how they do it is through the Mockingbird media that the Rothschilds set up. So the formula they use is called problem, reaction, solution. You have a problem, the pandemic. You have a reaction, oh my God, what are we going to do? And they gave you the solution, didn't they? Same thing with the race war they're trying to start. They gave you a problem. Police supposedly killed George Floyd. The reaction is, oh my God, we need to do something. The solution, take away your guns. More control over the population. And then they do boom and bust to keep you in between 49 and 60 hertz, because fear is their motive. They feed off fear. We push love, they push fear. You understand? So it's 13 bloodlines, 12 tribes of Israel. You understand? You have the hierarchy of the 12 tribes of Israel. You have Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and then the 12 sons, and then the sons and daughters of those 12. And then you have us who have been adopted into the nation of Israel because we believe that Jesus the Christ is the king. You know what I'm saying? And if you have that belief and you'll keep natural law, you are an Israelite. You are a sovereign God of Israel. They want to be gods over the world and skip going through Israel. This is why they making up this phony, inverted order. The world order is actually the people, like this is why they want Jerusalem, the city of Jerusalem as well. Because they know they cannot fool the population unless they have the place that the king says is going to be the rulership. So the rulership, according to the Bible, is in Jerusalem. So guess who has Jerusalem? These bankers. They have Jerusalem. So they all in confederacy to get the ultimate goal of this world government and the Pope. So what's going to happen is the Pope is going to blow up Vatican City eventually. And he's going to use the Ishmaelites as a catalyst. So because everybody already think the Arabs are nuts anyway, and they blow themselves up. So he's going to use that pretext to blow up Vatican City, call it a terrorist attack, and move to Jerusalem. So when he moved to Jerusalem, them fake Jews is already going to be sacrificing animals over there. So when he comes over there and they sacrificing animals, they're going to say, the Mashiach, oh, Allah, Mashiach. And Hamashiach means Messiah in Hebrew. But that's what they're going to say. You know, they're going to say, Baruch Hashem, Yeshua HaMashiach. You know what I'm saying? But the Pope ain't Yeshua HaMashiach. It's a counterfeit. You understand? And most of the world is not going to understand none of this or even know any of it. So they're going to fall for it. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we dealing with. These are the enemies of the people. So all them people, them Democrats, Republicans, all of that shit, all of those are minions of these. You have the Pope, world ruler, Queen of England or Queen of Windsor, world ruler, the chosen people, the Edomite and Ashkenazi Jews. The empire is Rome, the European Union, and there are 13 of those bloodlines, or the Jewish bloodlines, that will rule as well. And they're going to set up 7 Noahide laws that are going to be so oppressive that when the Pope comes to take over Jerusalem, people are going to welcome it. So that's what we're dealing with. That's what all of this shit is about. Because ultimately, they want you microchipped. They want a cashless society to go to your microchip. And that's where all this 5G, all of this shit, Heart Project, all of this, the space program, all of this shit has to do with the New World Order. CERN, the Do Project, they're going to use all this technology to fool the fuck out the population, because ultimately the goal is depopulation to 500 million, everyone microchipped, and consciousness uploaded to the AI cloud. And through the AI cloud is where you will have your social credit score. So that's how they'll control you. And these are the rulers. And that's what it is, brothers and sisters. So in a nutshell, this is what it is. In a nutshell. Now I'm going to do another video, and I'm going to lay this same thing out. And I'm going to put all the facts behind it. Like when I told you about the Queen of England or the Queen of Windsor, don't call her the Queen of England, because she's not the Queen of England. She's the Queen of Windsor. And Windsors own the entire European Union. So she's the Queen of Windsor. You know what I'm saying? And she's an Ashkenazi Jew. The Pope is a Jesuit, which is an organization of Jewish descent. But he's a Gentile. Then you have Ashkenazi Jew, Rockefeller, one of the main bankers. You have Edomite Jew, Rothschilds, who is the banker. You know what I'm saying? And they created Israel. You understand? So this shit is real simple. Really, isn't it really simple? But you have to know the players, and you have to understand the Bible, and you have to understand history. But most people are lazy as fuck, and they just want to run their fucking mouth, and they don't know shit. Do you know that this pandemic was pre-planned, and Event 201 was the simulation? See, most people don't fucking read, most people don't research, most people don't study, and this is why you in a fucking grocery store with your mask on, thinking it's a goddamn pandemic, and it ain't no pandemic, it's fake. There is no way that there could be a pandemic, because all the fucking viruses is already inside you. Your immune system is what kills the virus. And through your immune system and others' immune systems, and the immune systems being strong, herd immunity can be achieved in that way. Not this bullshit they're talking about, 6 feet apart, get your vaccine and that'll achieve herd immunity. Get the fuck out of here. They know you stupid and they laugh at you, and that's why they can make all these cockamamie situations and you not know what the fuck going on. You up here fighting Democrats over Donald Trump, but he a part of the fucking game. You don't know the game, you don't know the players, you don't even know what the fuck the board is. But yet you got shit to say to me. You got a mouth to run at me, and you don't know shit. Shut your motherfucking ass up. And that's what it's gonna be for all of you bitches from now on. If you don't know what I know, shut the fuck up. And I'm not gonna fucking come at you. I'm just gonna be like, shut your stupid ass up. And every time you talk, shut up, you don't know shit. I'm not gonna engage with you and try to rationalize your stupidity. You stupid, you don't know it, and I'm laughing at your dumb ass. Period. I don't have no fucking remorse or sympathy or empathy for anybody who is stupid in the age of fucking information. I had to go the old school way and go to the library and actually research, actually look up books and actually read them. The whole book. Many books. Look at history. It took me 10 years to fucking learn this Bible. You know what I'm saying? You think I can flip back and forth for no reason? No. It was fucking practice. Practice, practice, practice. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Nick Stinson on, and I'm going to get her take, and I hope I'm getting the right one. I think maybe. Is it your Nick's? There you go.
It had to come on my other account. I didn't know it was going to let me on. I'm in jail over here.
I didn't know either.
I didn't know.
But yeah, so that's pretty much the whole thing. So I just wanted you to probably maybe give your commentary on it and talk to the people about it as well. You know what I'm saying? So what's your take?
Well, about the convincing people, like you were just saying, I can comment on every single thing you said. I don't convince people. I'll just comment on that last thing. I don't convince people of anything anymore. That whole thing talking about, sorry, my thing is all messed up because I had it set up for being on the top of the video here. I go through that every day. People are like, hi, everybody. People are like, oh, can you give me a link for what you just talked about? No, I cannot. No, I cannot, because you are probably talking to me either via a computer or a phone in your hand. How'd you get here to the internet where you're speaking to me? Like, I'm not going to enable this dependence anymore. Seriously, I'm not going to do it, because I found a way to get a hold of that knowledge. Like, everything that I'm putting out here on the internet is to spark enough curiosity for people to go out there and seek knowledge. Because honestly, like, the truth, it says that biblically too. If you seek me with all of your mind, heart, and soul, you will find me. And I keep telling people this. If you're going to keep seeking bullshit, guess what you're going to find? You're going to find bullshit. But if you actually have the heart, mind, and soul to seek knowledge, you'll find it. Asking me to find it for you isn't going to help you. I'm not going to be your source. Go find the source. We're not going to help anyone by enabling them, by powdering their ass for them. All these people, I had someone in my inbox today, and they're like, I keep having this conversation with somebody, and she's asking me these questions. How do I answer her? Well, tell her to go look it up. Stop enabling people. I don't know how people think that's helping anybody at this point. It's not showing them love by enabling people. Sorry, I'm missing all this.
You're making them handicapped. You know what I'm saying? You're actually handicapped.
It is. It's like handing a mixed drink to an.
She froze up. But she was gonna say it's like handling a mixed drink to an alcoholic. You don't hand mix drinks to an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? Okay. She sent the request. All right, here we go. All right. You there? Okay, let me try again. Hola. You there?
I'm coming. Sorry.
All right.
You're lucky it's even let me on at all.
I know.
Instagram
This
hates
is the
my
one they
guts.
beat you up on.
It hates my guts. They block her. Yeah, they kick me out all the time.
Yeah, and you know why? It's because she's telling the truth, and she's saying it in a way to where it's easy to understand, and that scares the fuck out of them. What y'all need to understand, these people are afraid of us. They not fucking like all powerful and they scared as fuck for us to know this shit. You know what I'm saying? And this another thing where y'all fucked up. You scared of a faceless person.
Mm-hmm.
Put face on them. We trying to tell you, look, the Pope, the world ruler, you might want to go to the Vatican and fucking let them know you know. You know what I'm saying? The fucking Queen of Windsor, she's the secular world ruler. You might want to go knock on the palace fucking doorstep at Buckingham Palace and say, hey, bitch, we know you the fucking world ruler. We know you own all this land and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to hide it all. You know, why don't we go to England into I forget the area to where Jacob Rothschild and his family. Why ain't y'all over there? But you want to burn down your own fucking neighborhood for what?
Exactly.
Because you stupid. And this is what we screaming. Stop being stupid, fucking with the minions.
And stop being.
Because all that's gonna do is get you fucked up in a 360-degree circle to nowhere.
And this fear everyone
when you're supposed to be teaching the truth.
This fear they all
don't know
too.
it.
Like, that's why I love going live with you, because you just speak, and you speak what's on your heart the way it's on your heart without fear of repercussion because of the words that come out of your mouth, because you're not mind controlled where
Damn, she froze up again. They hate her. Maybe go to that other one. Okay. We gonna try this one more. Hopefully she come back on. But yeah, brothers and sisters, yeah, she fell off. She left. Shit. I'll try one again. Okay, well, it looked like there she
I must
go.
have a time limit. But I was saying, like, you don't worry about, like, censoring your words because someone's feelings might be hurt. Because if people can't control their own emotions, that's their problem. Like, if you're that fucking weak, grow up. I had somebody, I'll call his name out right now. What was his name? Keith Davis sent me an email and said, I stole all the work you did on your website and created my own website because the video you did talking about all the injuries from this vaccines, I didn't like the words you used on it. You called people retards. You told people they were stupid. And I'm asking if you would please redo that video, to which I basically, in words, said this. That was a video that's had on my website alone over 1 million views. That's not counting the number of times it was mirrored. And the only reason I'm talking about the number of views it got is because I'm willing to say things that other people are afraid to say. And if everyone else would just start speaking things the way it's on your heart to say it, instead of censoring your own voice before it comes out, then you wouldn't have to keep sharing my videos. You wouldn't have to mirror them. Just say it. Stop censoring your own speech because you're scared of someone else's feelings. That's why we're sitting in the situation we're sitting in. You're allowing yourself to be enslaved. You allow your own voice to be enslaved. Oh, I can't say that word because someone's feelings will be hurt. How about they stop being an emotional, traumatized idiot? They traumatize themselves and speak. Your voice is a powerful weapon out here that can put that can halt. We could all halt this shit if you'd be bold.
Yep. Right. I mean, it'll end tomorrow if everybody just said, nope, I'm not wearing a mask. And you see that now that people are starting to not wear the mask and just get tired of it altogether, even if they believe it or not, they just get tired of it. So now the media, if you notice, they're going away from it a little bit. Oh, we're coming out of the pandemic. Now we've got the vaccine, so now we're coming out of it. So it's because the lie won't work no more. Here's a question. What happened to terrorism? You know what I'm saying? What happened to Osama bin Yamama? You know what happened to that? Because that narrative don't work no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's a big change. Okay, here Nick coming back. Okay, she left. Now she coming back in.
I think the vaccine cured terrorism. If you get the vaccine, then terrorism doesn't exist anymore. Terrorism was a cartoon, wasn't it? I don't know. Who knows? It looks good. This is cartoon ball. Fucking retards. They're always... It's not fucking balls to tell these people. If someone's wearing a mask, they legit are a retard. Look up the definition of that word. Why are you afraid to tell them that they're being a retard? There is no COVID-19 virus, yet they let a tyrannical government of satanic idiots tell them to put a piece of cloth over their face in 90-degree weather until they're sick from it and walk around just at the doorway of a restaurant but not at a table. Tell me that's not being a retard. Now have balls enough to go tell them that and make them feel ashamed of themselves till they stop doing it, because their compliance is why this shit goes on. And their compliance is why they're now taking a death jab in their arm that makes them a ticking time bomb that is harming people and making people bleed under their skin and be infertile, and children as young as 9 I have testimonials of. And your failure to be bold enough to say things to people is why it's going to continue. So if you aren't being ballsy like me, you're just as fucking complicit. Speak up. Speak up. Who cares? I always say this all the time too. Why do you fucking care if a retard doesn't like you? Why do you want a group of retards to like you? Like, why do you care? Why do you, if your neighbor's retarded and acting like an idiot, why is it so important to you that they like you? I don't care.
These people are accomplices to murder, mass murder, and they don't even realize it. You know what I mean? I mean, imagine 30 million people lost their jobs during this pandemic. And, I mean, you know how many people died because of that? How many domestic violence, kids getting beat. I mean, but guess what? The top 1/10 of 1% fucking made a bank. And that's what it's all about. They consolidating power so that they can rule over you. They've got your consent. They set up the New World Order in 1991. You ain't say shit. That was the introduction of it, rather. Then they put it in play in 2001. You still didn't say shit. And now they're implementing the control mechanisms of the New World Order onto you and ritually inducting you into their New World Order through this pandemic. And you don't even know it.
You chose Lucifer as the person you're serving when you wear this mask. You chose your master. You can't your lip service means nothing. Saying, I believe in Christ, I serve Christ. Your words mean nothing when your actions show otherwise. God tests your heart. That's what he's looking at. And when your heart is, well, I'll just obey this bullshit and I'll say it out my mouth. God doesn't give 2 fucks what's coming out your mouth when your actions are something totally different. When you're out here, well, I'll just get the vaccine, but I won't tell anyone about it. Oh, I'll just wear the mask, but then I'll post online a bunch of truth memes. God knows what the fuck you're up
fucking
to.
That is a fucking double-minded person. And the Lord said, if you lukewarm, I will spew you out of my mouth.
Bye-bye. Exactly.
Bye-bye.
Exactly.
No kingdom for you.
When I see you people doing that, I spot you a mile away. And what I see when you do that is that testimonial of that 9-year-old girl passing fist-sized blood clots. That's what I see. You are part of that. That's what I see when I think about the night that
I hate it. See, she get on a on a tear, and they try to stop it. Like, they don't want the vibrational frequency because we carry an 84 hertz. When you speak about the actual truth, the vibrational frequency goes up 84 hertz. When you talk it, it's 400 some hertz with music, because music is longer. You know what I'm saying? With talking is different from music. So the hertz are a lot higher when there's a song playing. But the actual verbal, we want to be at 84 hertz. But they only allow 49 to 60 hertz because they need you at this low vibrational frequency, because fear is how they feed. You know what I'm saying? So this is why you have to get knowledge. You know what I mean? You have to get knowledge. Knowledge is what's going to destroy them. The Lord said in the Bible, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. If you don't know it's a fucking cesspool over there, you going to fall in it. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at a map and see on the map, there's a cesspool, what you going to do? You going to find a route around it, aren't you? Knowledge is power, brothers and sisters. Not this fiat currency, not fucking being all famous, Facebook famous, IG famous, TikTok famous. None of that shit matters in the grand scheme of things. What matters is what you are saying and what you are doing. Does what you do and what you say match? If it don't, you're a hypocrite. You're a fucking two-faced, backbiting piece of shit. You double-minded. It's either this or that. There is no in-between gray area. It's either this or that. There is no, well, maybe if we just, no. No in-between. Let me try to get Nick back on. Hopefully she can come back. Well, you know what? Masks are actually giving you bacterial pneumonia. The masks are actually hurting you. You know what I'm saying? And from the horse's mouth, Dr. Faggot. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Faggot said himself, nobody needs to wear a mask. Masks at this point maybe stop a droplet of it, but masks ultimately do not help. This motherfucker said it right from his lips. And then doubled back and said he lied because he didn't want to panic the population. So you are justified in lying?
Right.
Because you don't want to panic the that means you think the population dumb as fucking can't handle nothing. And that is the thought process that they have. They believe you can't take care of yourself. That's why they fucking got you under their control through their maritime law, when you're supposed to be dealing with natural law. And do you know maritime law is diametrically opposed to common law, opposed to natural law? Maritime law is. So, brothers and sisters, learn natural law. What's natural law? I ain't gonna steal from you, you don't steal from me. I ain't gonna kill you, you don't kill me. I ain't gonna sleep with your husband or wife, you don't sleep with mine. I ain't gonna covet after the things you have, I'm gonna get my own. You know what I'm saying? Keep the Sabbath day. How you do that? Talk about God. Do a Bible lesson. Rest. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking love the God as yourself. Don't take the Lord's name in vain. Honor your mama and daddy. All this shit is natural law. It's natural. You know what I'm saying? The only species on the entire planet that does not do what it was put here to do is man. So why you think you think you gonna get away with that? What do we do with things that don't work? Don't we throw them away? Do we keep them? Try to fix it? Nah, we throw that shit away. Burn it, don't we?
These comments are...
So what the fuck you think gonna happen to you when you don't work right? When you ain't doing what you supposed to do? You gonna burn. It's that fucking simple.
I can't look at these comments. Red Supervision said pretty soon we're going to need masks for climate change. Then he wrote natural law. I like dick. I can't handle you, Red Supervision. You need to stop it right now. Oh my God, for climate change. I was going to wear my mask to celebrate Earth Day, but then I remembered I don't own a mask and I don't celebrate Earth Day, so I was shit out of luck there. So, you know.
Yeah, me. Yeah. I don't want either.
Happy Earth Day, everyone. Woo, woo. Stupid shit. Masks are brain damage, a.k.a. retardation, everyone.
Hell yeah.
It's stupid. They don't understand.
Masks are brain damage.
Okay, here, I will tell you about this. It legitimately is causing them a level of retardation. It is causing them massive amounts of oxygen deprivation, which will start to damage tissue in your body. If you go anywhere where they work at the cash register and they fall for this, you have to wear a mask to work, which is bullshit. They're slower at their jobs. They fumble more. Just watch them. Be more keen everywhere you go. Really pay closer attention. They're way worse than they were a year ago. They're slower to react when you ask them questions. They're like, huh? What? All of them, period. They just are. They mess your order up more frequently. They're all becoming like a mild brain damage. So when I say retard, I'm speaking the truth. For real. They're killing. It's slow suicide. It's all part of this. It's not just indoctrination into the cult. It's so intricate what they're doing. It's so sinister and disgusting, and people don't see it, but it's sinister. It's disgusting to me.
It is. It's the most horrible thing you could do is basically Munchausen syndrome. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's the most horrible fucking abuse you could do to somebody besides physical. You know what I'm saying? Is fucking make somebody think they sick when they ain't. That'll fuck your head.
And they're addicted now. They're all saying they're going to continue wearing the masks, even if they say you don't have to wear masks anymore because they enjoy it, because now they can hide their face. They enjoy it. There's people that even say they enjoy hiding their face. They don't have to show their face anymore. They don't want their expression to be seen. They're so mentally broken. This is what's out there in your society, and this is what they wanted. They wanted a society of completely controllable people, and they've made you this way through your television, through the media, all these. That's how you're also malleable, and they were able to get you to wear these masks to begin with, but now they're so controllable. It's like having a piece of putty in your hand. It's just like, where am I going to send you next? I mean, if you're begging to keep a mask over your face, even when it's so humid and hot out, I mean, you can't get much farther down than that. That's like having a collar on your neck. Right.
And then on top of that, now and then the vaccine situation, that's a little better. You know, people are not really wanting to get vaccines and that sort of thing, so that's good. At least it ain't a majority of people trying to get vaccines where they can make it mandatory.
Yeah. It's just scary.
But they still working on you. They working like these little commercials. Oh, be safe and save other people by getting your vaccine today.
Yeah, they're ramping it up.
Bullshit advertising.
And which is part of that.
Red Super Vixen said exactly. They're reconditioning us. That's what Red Super Vixen said.
Yeah, they're not going to lay off. I mean, this is why I keep telling everyone, you just got to be bolder and use your voice more. I mean, just sharing memes on the internet is not enough. You have to be bold everywhere you go. I mean, I don't know if people watch, not that I'm trying to promote a video, but watch the video of me going to the train station the other day, how I was talking to people in the line, and how you can see the guy in front of me in the mask turn around. They don't have the balls to say anything to you, so feel brave. Fear is a lie, but you can see him turn around and kind of give me a dirty look. And then I told the story when I was on the Nursing Harsh Reality, how when I got on the train, some of them actually turned and looked at me. They were in shock that I actually got on there without a mask, but they turned and looked at me, and some of them actually were willing to take their masks off, like it was, wow, we actually can take our masks off. And then at the end, when this automated thing came over the thing, this is how you can exit the train, turn around, stand up, walk to the back door, and they all just looked at each other because They're so brainwashed, they won't get up and stand up and walk out a door without someone standing to walk them out the door. So I stood up and I'm like, are we going to leave now or what? So Evan said, well, I guess we'll follow you. You're the born leader here. And one of the masked ladies looked at me and she's like, yeah, we'll just follow you. So I had to like stand and walk out the door for them to follow me. But it was the strangest phenomenon. But this is what will happen if everyone will be bold. And I would just encourage people to watch that video. That's how people have to talk. And I do see other people doing it, but it just needs to be like a massive movement of bold speech everywhere you go. Just being willing to be that bold and tell people the truth. Like, it's really stupid that you're wearing that mask. You are retarded to be wearing that mask. When you see these vaccine signs or someone in a line, you have to tell them that's going to kill you and it won't be safe to go around other people. You have to tell people the truth. People are sheep.
You do. Yeah.
And don't worry about
And what the problem is that people think people are intelligent. The first thought you should always have is that everybody is stupid until they speak.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Not everybody's intelligent. You got to know everybody dumb as fuck. Yep. So then that way you won't start feeling like, well, am I crazy? No, you ain't crazy. Everybody's stupid. Mm-hmm. Fucking George Orwell said, in a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. And that's what we in, a time of universal deceit. Yep. And it's revolutionary for to speak the truth. Because what they fucking doing, censoring us. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they fucking come into their houses, bringing CIA and all this shit, CPS. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Sending all the minions to shut your mouth. But even in the midst of that, you have to keep going. You can't stop. Because eventually they're going to see that you ain't scared and they can't do shit to you. Yep. So they'll be like, boo, boo, boo. And if you say, bitch, you say boo one more time now. They're like, whoa, okay.
What did he say?
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, brothers and sisters. You got to have a pair of nuts. Whether they on the outside or on the inside, you need to have some.
You posted that video the other day, so my new line I'm going to use, fuck around and find out. I'm going to use that all the time.
Right, exactly.
Fuck around and find out.
Exactly. And it is millions of people who piss like that.
Yeah, and it's got to be millions more. It's just everyone's got to be louder and louder everywhere you go. It can't be, well, I don't want someone to think bad of me. Who gives a fuck what anyone thinks? Seriously,
exactly.
I care not what anyone thinks, but God alone. That's it. I don't give a fuck. I just want things better. That's it. Better for the children out here. Better for the elderly that are being abused in these nursing homes. Better for the people that contact me and can't get into emergency rooms that need, a dislocated shoulder put back in the socket. This kind of shit. This is what's in my inbox all day. You want that to continue? Because your lack of speaking is why it's continuing. It takes more than just me alone. It takes everybody,
And that's another thing, too, on top of that. You are by your inaction, you are causing more heat to come on us who are speaking out.
Yep.
So you are accomplice to our hurt as well. Not only are you accomplice to over 30 million people out of work or dead. Not only are you accomplice to that, you're accomplice to these vaccines, you're accomplice to John F. Kennedy being murdered, you're an accomplice to all the people who tried to speak out. You are an accomplice to their murder and torture.
Yep, all of it.
So when you gonna wake up?
Yep.
When? Because we tired of this shit. And we mad.
Real tired.
You know what I'm saying? So fucking tired of you people. And then, what do? You can't even fucking come at our knowledge. What do? Go to character. Oh, well, I think this motherfucker's doing this. So, they can't take care of their children. Let's call CPS. Fuck you.
Yeah. Call the police.
Fucking bitches. You can't fucking come at us with our knowledge. You want to fucking try to fuck us up on some bullshit. It don't work because we don't give a fuck. That's the whole thing. It's the whole thing. But go ahead, sis.
Oh, no, that was it. I'm just trying to complete some of the comments.
Well, I'm going to go ahead, I guess, and end the rant. Because we've been on for about an hour and a half, and we pretty much done nailed it. And that's another thing. You ain't got to do 3 and 4 hours of shit when you could just, boom, here's the truth. You know, I do 2 and 3 hours of lives because I have the history right here. I'll be like, okay, here's this, here's this, here's this. And that's how I do it. So you can't come back and say, well, you lied, Tony. Bitch, I had the book. Shut your ass up. Period. I ain't playing no games with you motherfuckers no more. Just to let you know, I'm not playing no games with you no more. I'm not calling. I'm not powdering your pussy no more. None of that.
Another good line.
I'm going to knock you the fuck out. Period.
That's my second favorite line now.
Either do right or get the fuck out my face.
It's true.
Period.
Like,
Period.
The days are getting shorter, people. I'm telling you. Like, I keep telling people, each day that goes by, it's like we're in the last days. I don't know how many days you think are left. I am not going to hold anyone's hands. I will hold my child's hand. If you're not my child, I'm not holding your hand. Seriously.
Exactly. And it's children that are more fucking brave than adults.
It's true.
Speaking out.
It's true.
That's not right. Little 7, 8, 9-year-olds.
Yep.
I'm not wearing a mask. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Got more fucking bravery than you, adult.
It's the truth.
It's sad. You sad fucking excuses for adults. Sad. And I'm gonna shame the shit out of you for the rest of your life. Unless you change.
Same.
Period.
Same.
So, sis, you wanted to give any last comments or what have you, or some last words?
Hi to everyone that got on. Sorry if we missed any comments. But I was reading them.
All right. Well, we love y'all, and me and Nick will probably answer people in the comments or what have you after this live or whatever, because I'm going to go back over it and then I'll answer comments in live. We tried to answer some as we was going. But going to go ahead and end this. So you done with everything you had to say, sis?
Yeah.
And make sure y'all follow Sister Nick Stinson on both of her accounts on IG. She ain't really dealing with Facebook no more, but make sure you support her and speak out on her behalf and with her. I try my best to do it. She tags me. I go right there, and I'm there for her. You got to be there for your people, man. You got to be, if you have the same views, if you have the truth, open your fucking mouth. Go to your people's pages. With fucking Nick's up here fighting by herself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for not helping her.
They give me all day.
Period.
Hi, Lauren.
So with that, we'll go ahead and end this. Another Tony Smith InstaRant. I'll try to get other rants going here eventually, but it is what it is. So I'll see y'all at the appointed time, and everybody have a good day.